What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we are here with UFC 4 info again. This one's really cool. It's not going to be a long video, I wouldn't imagine, because there's not too much news on it, but I thought I would just maybe make a video because this is something that I actually spoke about before it was announced, and I'm excited they're actually doing it. And that is with created fighter, or CAFs as they're known as in like the quick screen, which is obviously the fighters you can go and create, and you can adjust stats, how they look, tattoos, you can adjust their fight style, you can adjust how powerful jabs and everything are. You can, from level 1 to level 5, as you've probably seen in UFC 3. But obviously we have an issue with it at the minute in the UFC 3, is the fact that people have always been able to make 100 overalls, which obviously gives, yes, you can do it, and it's not like, people aren't condemned for doing that. It's a bit annoying when you come up against 100 overall, but I have to say 9 times out of 10 I knock 100 overalls out. People have too much confidence and not enough skill when they use 100 overall fighters, so it doesn't bother me too much, but it's just a bit annoying, because you're like, okay, here we go, this guy's just going to spam loads of kicks, loads of overhands, because obviously he can, because he's got so much stamina, so much health, but obviously everyone gets tired, even the 100 overalls get tired, and then they end up getting knocked out. So it happens. But what they're doing with UFC 4 is that is gone. You will no longer run into 100 overalls. You'll still run into created fighters, but this time, if you're new to the game, you won't have to run away from those created fighters. You would say, alright, bring it on, you've got your created fighter, I can use mine now. I think this is going to make people want to make created fighters more often, because like in NBA 2K, they are doing archetypes. So, how you pick, I assume the way they're going to do it is you pick things like maybe a fighting style, then your height, your reach. That will affect things such as power, speed, strength, mobility, grappling basis, things like that. I think everything with your leg length, arm length, you're not going to be able to make, have 100-inch reach on each thing and be like a big monkey man. They're not going to do that. I think the max they'll probably do is just under, say, a John Jones reach, and the smallest they'll do is probably like a John Dodson, Demetrius Johnson kind of reach. So you're not going to have anyone being stupid with the arms or the legs, I don't think. I think they're going to limit that, so you can only have certain length for each. And obviously, yes, having good arms like John Jones does, he can crack people, but he doesn't have that one-punch knockout power unless, like, I suppose, Latoya Machida, he threw a Superman punch as Machida was diving in, so I suppose that does count. But obviously, long arms don't always mean power. Yes, say Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury have a lot of power for their arm length, but you don't really get that in the UFC. Like Francis Ngannou doesn't have insane reach; he's just got insane power. So I think that's what we're going to do with the archetypes. So there's going to be caps. So there'll be no more 100 overall. So like I said before, I think it is going to be, if you want to create a grappler like Khabib, they will limit certain things. But one thing they also said is the highest overall of every weight class, or every just in general, will be fighters that already exist. So I assume for each class it will be the champion. So I assume for featherweight you'll get Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway as the top. Then for bantamweight, say you'll get Petr Yan. Middleweight you'll get Israel Adesanya. Welterweight will be Kamaru Usman, and I assume Jorge Masvidal, because he is the cover star, and so on and so forth. So they're always going to be your top overalls. You'll never be able to exceed them. So even if you create a grappler, they won't have as good grappling as Khabib, because he is the champion. He will be one of the highest overalls in the game without a doubt, if not the highest overall. With 20, what is he, 28-0 now? So that would be hard for them to actually make him less than 95 overall, because he's just insane. At the minute it seems to be he's unbeatable. So your created fighter may have some good stand-up, but they'll have flaws in their game. They could have a bad gas tank, they could have bad takedown defense, and I think with this new game, with the new takedown system, the new grappling system, I think it's finally going to count. Or if you've got bad grappling, if you create a character that somehow has got 96 stand-up, I think your grappling is going to be so bad that people are going to be able to take you down at any given point, throw you around, beat you up on the ground, and it's going to be game over. So I'm looking forward to these new caps and these new archetypes they're doing. I can't wait to see how they do it. I'm hoping it is quite in depth with how height and reach work, and maybe things affect chin strength, gas tank. I don't think it'll be too much with just say created fighters. Obviously, in your career, yes, the way you train will affect obviously your stamina, your health, your strength, your power, your speed, things like that. But I think with the created fighters, they'll do the archetypes will affect strength, reach, speed, and probably health and chin stamina wise. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it. I wonder if they do it like the NBA, where they do, you know, arms out reach. Well, I suppose it's arm length in NBA, and, you know, height, which then obviously, you know, in the NBA, the heavier you are, the slower you are, kind of thing. So I wonder if they'll do it like that. Same, you know, if that's realistic. Mark Hunt, he's quite a big guy. He's not the quickest, but boy, does he hit hard. You know, whereas TJ Dillashaw, quite a slim guy, he's really quick. So it will be interesting to see how they do it, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm glad they're finally getting rid of the 100 overalls. And they're, I didn't think they'd do archetypes. I was hoping they'd do caps, but I'm really glad they're doing archetypes, because then everyone's created fighters are going to be different in one way or another. And I think then what they'll do is they'll once you create your archetype, I think it will then say, okay, you can go up to a maximum, but I don't think you'll be able to go up to the maximum. Everything else, I think it's going to be like, okay, you have 200 skill points to spend, so you might be able to spend 70 on getting your left hand, your right hand, your speed, and your punch power all the way up, but then you've only got 130 for everything from kicks, grappling, stamina, health. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they do those caps and those archetypes, and that's probably one thing I'm looking forward to the most, other than career mode. I think it's going to be good fun. I'm definitely going to create a few fighters and I want people to create fighters and come up against me, and, you know, see what archetypes are the best and see who wins. And I'm hoping they don't accidentally, you know, create. I know it's different, obviously, because MMA is so much different to, say, basketball. But the only game that I actually know that does the archetype build is NBA, so that's why I'm using it as an example. Not that I'm a huge NBA fan, but I just know they use it as an example because I have played them. But I'm hoping it's not like, say, in the NBA, when you create a 7'1" center online, that's insane. Like, that, you know, you'll never out rebound them. They'll dunk on you. They're 4 feet away from the hoop, and they can just jump up and lay it in every time without fail. I'm hoping there's no archetypes that are going to be OP and harder to beat than others. I hope all archetypes have a strength, all archetypes have a weakness, or you have the middle ground archetypes that are good at everything but not great at anything. So that's what I'm hoping for, and I think it'll be really good, and I think people will have a lot of fun with creating characters. Obviously, you'll get some knobs that will make their characters look like shit, but that's on them. I'm looking forward to it personally. Let me know your thoughts on the caps and the archetypes in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to have a discussion with you guys about it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.